All right, Craig, I think Dan Campbell just told on himself. Let me show you this, and then I would love your thoughts on it. So
Sure.
one of the things we love about Dan Campbell, he's so honest. He has a good, like, clear kind of lens on the team. And he was asked about the pass rush, and he goes into this whole thing here. You go through it, but I won't read this whole quote. But basically, in Pride of Detroit was on it. He downplays the pass rush, and we just are not getting sacks. We're not getting pressures. And it reminds me of, like, I think it's like Wedding Crashers, when he's like, now I know you're lying. You and I both know I'm a phenomenal dancer. And it's like, now I know you're
Yes.
lying, Dan, because
Nice.
you are
Nice.
you're very on it. You have a good, you're honest with us. Matt Patricia never talked to the media, gave non-answers. Michigan coach gives non-answers. Dan Campbell actually answers questions. And for him to give a non-answer for the first time, I'm sure he's done it before, but just, hey, pass rush, what's going on? It's like, well, no, see, pass, 2-step drop, 3-step drop, 5. It's like, what are you talking about, man? We haven't gotten the pass rush. So when you hear our coach, our rock, right, that's just kind of starting to stumble around a little bit, thoughts, emotions, where are you at with that?
Yeah, I'm going to take a different go at this, and a lot could change, but here's the deal. Sometimes when you don't have a good answer, the best thing to do is just not give an answer. Dan Campbell's never really been a guy that's been about calling out players to the media, right? Yep. It's not what he does. I'm sure they've gotten a little bit of an earful. I think at least that's what I would imagine they have gotten.
Yeah, hope
and
so.
one of the reasons for that I'm going to share right here, right? So when you look at these numbers, all right, I want to put this one in, and it's not going. I don't know what's going on, Chris. What are we talking about here?
There we go.
So thanks, you got it. All right, do it again. So anyways, when you look at this, we got pressures. This is our pressures on PFF, right? We got 17 pressures, but how many sacks did we have? 0. I'll even zoom in for you. How many total quarterback hits did we have?
Wow.
1. So you can't tell me it's not an issue. Can't do it.
That's right.
It is an issue. And so that is kind of one of the things where it's like, hey, we'll take care of it. I don't know. And it's, yeah, but how? And I want to ask you a question as a follow-up, even though I want to be the one to answer this. I'm going to let you have a run on it. Of all those people, Aiden Hutchinson graded out at a 56.5, 3 total pressures. All right. Those were all hurries, not one quarterback hit. What's your thought process on him specifically when it comes to pressures?
Well, I just saw this game more than ever against the Packers, where he was getting chipped and double teamed and chipped forever. And so that's where my head goes, is we need somebody else, for the love, to get through, because like we've been talking about, if we're going to play this man behind it, where the quarterback knows who's covering who, like, right. What a nice thing. It's like, all right, I didn't even know you're there. I know that's going to be tight coverage and all that, but give them time. Eventually they do wiggle loose. So yes, my thought when I see Aiden Hutchinson struggling is we need somebody else, because he's clearly center. He's focused by the other team.
Yep. Yeah. And I think too, he is. And here's my struggle with it, is you need to move him around.
Yeah.
You have to move him around if he's going to be your guy. Question for you though. Is there a world where maybe Dan Campbell's not saying anything because he knows the problem is twofold? Ali McNeil's still battling back from a torn ACL, right? And Aiden Hutchinson's elbow is actually hurt more than we think. Are those some of those? So he doesn't want to call out his defensive line to the media because he knows there's stuff going on behind the scenes. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, it definitely could be. I definitely could be. And I don't know. Yep.
I don't know. And then Muhammad has been kind of, he's been gone. Like, he just has disappeared. He has completely disappeared. Marcus Davenport was not effective in this game, yet he got more snaps than Muhammad did, as far as pass rushes go.
Yeah, Muhammad. Yeah.
Like, I remember how fast he came out the gates, where it's just like, I mean, Shepard's talking about, hey, can we stop wondering if we're set on the opposite side of Hutchinson. We got it. It's Muhammad. Like he said that.
You're like, okay, I believe
He
you,
said
coach.
that.
Yep.
And then as soon as the man of glass comes back, that's Marcus Davenport, it's just like, hey, Al-Qadi Muhammad, we'll see you later. Thank you so much for your time. Now, I know he's been battling a knee thing all year or whatever, but Chris, look, we talk about this on the offense all the time. And let me know what your thought process is on this. If you can't get pressure as a defensive line, it completely destroys your defensive backs and your ability to cover the pass, because these are professional wide receivers. This is a professional quarterback. You don't need a split second extra. Heaven forbid it actually be like 1 or 2 whole seconds. There were times he was sitting back there 4 or 5 seconds. That's unheard of in the NFL. Like, what kind of pressure does that put on the defensive backs?
Yeah, and I think you're exactly right. That's where, all right, we can't get the pressure. So now what's that look like? Are we zone blitzing? What kind of blitzing are we doing? It doesn't feel like we're blitzing a lot. What we do like to do is like where the linebacker just smushes up in there to be like really tight coverage on the back. So like they can't run screens and stuff. But it always looks like, oh, he's blitzing, baby. It's like, oh no, he was just coming to just get right up on the running back. He doesn't want a screen pass. It's like, oh, actually,
screen pass.
Yeah, I'm with you. But and that is where I think this big thing too, and I would love your thoughts on this. The sense of urgency on this team is just not there, and you see it with some of the things. Because I'd love to know your thoughts. When we're watching that game, we're down 10 points, 2 scores, and the clock's just ticking. And this was a problem where where's the up tempo? Where is something? We have no juice. And so same with the defensive line, same with our overall sense of urgency, I guess.
Yeah. It's the same thing I kind of felt during the Michigan-Ohio State game, right? Where it's like, oh, we're losing in the trenches. And you can have all the urgency in the world. If you lose in the trenches, it doesn't matter. It completely takes all the wind out of your sails, because if they're able to run the ball down your throat a little bit, if they're able to get plays and they're able to convert on third down a couple of times in a drive, then all of a sudden you're gassed. And you can talk about all the energy you want, but it's gone. A sack takes it away immediately, right? Like first down sacks, whether depending on offense or defense, it just gets rid of it immediately. And I think this game is the microcosm of what the effect should be. So Micah Parsons, right? Everywhere he goes, we want to chip him. We want to block him. We want to hit him. We want to get 2 guys touching him, right?
Yep.
The Packers were doing the same thing with Hutch. The difference is that when you spend 2 guys, right? So usually it's a tight end or a running back. That means that's 1 less guy on the route. So you should be able to cover that better. But for some reason, they're chipping Hutch, and they still have people running wide open, even though there's a person taken out of the route. It's an even numbers game at that point. So, not even. Like, they're running 3 people out on a route. We got 6 guys covering, and they're running wide open. So, it is frustrating.
And this is why we have to remember this moment right here when we get to the NFL draft. When I was thinking about this, it's like, this just goes to show, you talk about Michigan, Ohio State, talking about this, our team, we had an elite offensive line. You draft offensive linemen because it's so hard. You're in the draft, and there's going to be, you're picking whatever, and there's still going to be these wide receivers on the board, these running backs, defensive backs. Name the guy that's just kind of exciting. And then there's just going to be this guard out there from Temple, and and we take them, and you're just kind of bored with it. And you're just, you want that juice. Like, remember this, because when you look at what the Bears are doing, they went and they did upgrade their offensive line. They did a lot of things, and it didn't work out at first, but now it's like, I'm just watching DeAndre Swift, and it's like, he sucks, and he's just running free because of the holes. They did this to the Eagles, and you just watch it, and it's schematic combined with, though, they're just blocking it up. And so I say that to say, like, urgency, tempo. We can say all these things, and we can come up, and we could have on the show this offensive guru. It doesn't. Nothing matters unless you have an offensive line. And then if you do, man, you're really, really smart, or you look really, really good. And if you don't, you just look bad. You're trying to figure it out. It's like, it's the offensive line. And so you said it. I'm here. Like, we got to pick up urgency. It's like, no, that is what we need to do. But it's because we kind of played like that because we just knew we could run the ball. We just knew it. Now it's like we're not running the ball. So when you go slow,
we have chunk plays, but we can't consistently run the ball.
And right. In years past, we were running it. So what happens is when you go slow, go up to the line and then run for 2 yards, it just feels
demoralizing.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, you run for 7, and then you're eating clock, you're controlling the game. Yeah.
Exactly. Run for 3, run for 4, 3rd and 3, no problem. Right? Run for 2, run for -1, 3rd and 9. Like, or run for 2, feel like you gotta throw.
Your couch, just like
sitting there and you're like, no. And you know that you can't block for 3-4 seconds on 3rd and 9 when the defense is pinning their ears back. But you're right. It's the boring offensive lineman. Remember when we first started this channel 4 years ago, right? Yep. And our first draft pick that we ever got to talk about was Penei Sewell. It was Penei Sewell. And I remember that draft. So it was Trevor Lawrence. I'm looking at it right now. Number 2 was Zach Wilson. Number 3 was Trey Lance, right? Only one of those has kind of worked out. Then it went, and this is the thing. I'm sitting there and we're waiting, and all of us were excited, right? Because Jamar Chase went, Jalen Waddle went. And do you remember who Lions fans were clamoring for?
I don't remember. I thought it was
it's hard.
Waddle or Chase, right?
Right. So they're gone, and now everybody's like, get our quarterback, because Goff wasn't.
Who knew?
Everybody's like, what? I don't know. And it was like, nope, we're going Penei Sewell. And we take Penei Sewell with the 7th pick. And I remember thinking to myself, that is what good teams do. They pick the right player because they knew Penei Sewell would make Goff better. They knew Penei Sewell would make our position players better. And that is what we're going to have to do again. And unfortunately, we're trending toward pick, 17 now. Yeah. And that's unfortunate because that means we don't make the playoffs. And but look, the NFL is so competitive. I'm watching right now as we're recording this, the Steelers are beating the Buffalo Bills. The Bills might be 7-5 by the time we watch this video.
That's right.
And so are we. The difference is the AFC is trash. So and the NFC is really good.
A couple other offensive line things that, again, it's April, you're dying for it feels good. The draft, it's like the Chargers did Joe Alt instead of Malik Neighbors, and it was just like, I don't know.
Thank you for that.
6'9", anchor forever on that, and he's just this big farm boy, white bread on the TV. That's not exciting at all. But you get into the games, and then what's his name from the? Let me look it up real quick. Will Campbell from LSU.
Oh, fantastic for the Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots.
They get it. They're like, hey, you know what? No, we're not going to go out and get the best wide receiver on the board. No, we're going to get the best tackle on the board. And by the way, you know who went right before Joe Alt? Do you? Little trivia action. It was Malik Neighbors.
Oh, before.
He went to the Giants. Yes. He went the pick before Joe Alt. And I remember, we're sitting there, we're doing the live show. I think we were still in your basement for that one, right? And we're doing the live show. And I'm just like, this is why the Giants are the Giants.
That's right.
This is why they will never win, because they went Malik Neighbors. Don't worry about your quarterback ever having enough time to throw the football, Daniel Jones at the time. Let's just give him a weapon. And it's just like, no. And then the Chargers, Harbaugh is like, no, we're going to get you Joe Alt. And by the way, you see with the Chargers, both their tackles got hurt, right? And now look how much more difficult it is to win because their offensive line is an elite. You have an elite offensive line, you win football in the NFL. It's that simple.
It's that simple.
It is that simple.
And you can just
get an elite offensive line.
And that's why just focus on that. And it's so hard, but you want these weapons, you want these guys. And it's like, man, the more and more, and this is why I kind of always argue this is why football can evolve in so many different ways. And it can do so many things is because at the end of the day, it comes back to the physicality, running the football, stopping the run. That's the core of football. So you can change the kickoff rules. You can change, hey, don't hit guys in the head. You just do all these things on that. But because it's like, well, you're going to screw up with the game. It's like, no, it still comes down to that core thing. And so I'm with you. It's like, I really hope let's get back to, because we've drafted offensive linemen just late in the draft. And we took a flyer on Giovanni Manu. And so which
could still end up okay.
Yeah. We've tried some things, and
Yeah.
And the guys that they have picked, we'll see what Miles Frazier does. I'm excited to see him, but I'd
too.
love to see us. I'm trying to talk myself into this. I would love to see us just next April or May or whatever the draft is, to just pick 24. We just boom, take an offensive line center. Thank you.
Yeah. And I know Brad Holmes is like, we don't pick for need, right?
Yes.
I understand that. And I agree with that. Like, I don't like picking for need either, but you get to a point where your team is so good and you have so much talent and you've paid your guys, right? That sometimes you do need to draft for need. Like, and even if it means that you pick a guy at 24 that probably shouldn't have gone until 36, right? Like, yeah, but he's phenomenal at 24 for you.
That's right.
And he will fit in your offense. Yep. And I know we started with this, and maybe that's how Dan Campbell's telling on himself. Maybe he's not worried about the pass rush, and he's saying that. Maybe he's because he knows there's really nothing I can do right now to fix the trenches.
That's right. That's right.
They just got to play better, right? I mean, like, we're paying them money. Like, there's between McNeil and Hutchinson, there is some money on that defensive line now, right? There's some money on the offensive line. We just gotta play better. And maybe that's why he's not talking about it like that.
Yeah, no, I love it. So let us know in the comments where you're at on this. Let us know your thoughts. Just hit us in the comments. You guys have been commenting a lot, and it's been really nice to learn a lot. We've learned a lot from you. And
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.